error quickly
Okay.
and make 1 second. Last time we did not went live on the LinkedIn, so let me check if we are live on the LinkedIn. Mhm, mhm. Yeah, we are live now on the LinkedIn. So, good morning, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Eid Mubarak. Uh, everyone, from where you are, I would like to see you in the chat, writing for us just to confirm we are live and you can see us there because I keep getting error issue on my screen. I hope everything's fine. I just check on the LinkedIn and it's work fine. So today with me Suad. Suad, Eid Mubarak.
عيدك مبروك أنس.
عيدك ما يعيشك ربي. Suad and I, we both speak Arabic. We are native speaker, but we have different dialect. So we found it's easier for us to speak English. So I prefer to speak Arabic to represent our culture and our also language. But there's a huge gap between both of us. صح سعاد.
Yes, yes, you
Yeah.
can't understand each other.
Yeah, Suad, me and you, we had a good time. We did a podcast. Still is not published, and
Yep.
this is the second time we have the opportunity to come together and learn from your experience. When we share experience, everyone came to their mind. I need to have big project, a huge project, mega project. So this is something where I need to come and present it, but someone as a student still they can showcases and they can understand like yourself, and we learn a lot from our podcast. We will not try to get more deep about you, so I don't want to burn the podcast. I will keep this as a teaser for everyone. But today, from your perspective, Suad, as a student, and you are in dentist school, dentistry school, so when we mention LinkedIn and personal brand, so before we get in our discussion, as a student, when you hear personal brand and LinkedIn, what that mean for you?
Well, should I talk about before I started on LinkedIn, or after, as in
Feel
right now?
feel free right now, just to make sure. I try to use your language as a student with your generation. What does that mean for someone a student to build a personal brand, and what does personal brand mean from your language, and also LinkedIn? Then I will get on to details, asking you more deep on about your methodology or philosophy.
Okay, so for me personally, a year ago, if you told me and you asked me this very same question, what is personal brand? I would tell you like I'm not sure, I don't know. This isn't something I'm familiar with. But right now, personal brand, I see it as something super important and crucial to everyone's career, especially if you want to stand out. And I know as healthcare professionals, we're still, unfortunately, we hold on into those old beliefs that we have careers that are like um, always there. We'll always find work. No one's gonna take being a doctor away from us. We will be practicing. We will be making money. And right now, in today's day and age, that isn't really the case. We can see it everywhere in the world. So personal branding is super important. And what that means for me is when you showcase yourself in out to the outside world in an authentic manner. For me, that's what a personal brand should be. So You put yourself out there and you share about what you do uh, be- between personal and professional life, and you craft that image that is true, of course. It shouldn't be a fake image, and you showcase it to the world. That's a personal brand to me, at least.
Yeah, thank you for your answer. I think if you can turn off the echo from your side.
Mm. I don't know how to do that.
طيب, let's see. Let's try. Okay. So here, Suad, uh, what you have mentioned, it's perfect. I do agree with that with you and echo what you have said to be authentic and genuine for that. But as a student, what you want to share, show a cases or outstanding. Still, you are a student. So, from your perspective as a student, why I need to build my personal plan while I'm still a student, and how?
Why and how? Super important questions. Um, why? Because as healthcare students, we jump into the practical side, the clinicals, early on in our journey. As early as, for example, for us in Tunisia, we have in first year and second year some trainings we do over the summer. Those are experiences that we can and should share about professionally on LinkedIn. So if I'm doing extra trainings, if I'm going above and beyond to go to whether it's going to be a private clinic or like in the public sector and do an extra training, why shouldn't I share about that? I'm building myself, I'm building my skills, and the goal is to be the best doctor, dentist, nurse, pharmacist I can ever be. And part of that, like, why do you need to work silently when you can reap double the benefits when you just publish about those opportunities? So for me, that's the biggest why. Um, we are like we spent so many years in school um, when other people are already working in their 20s, 22, we're still in school. And then they have the opportunity to be already outside in the workplace, and they can and they like they teach them to share about what they do online, but we don't. We spend so many years in training, and I feel like it's such a waste of time to only think about personal brand once you graduate. You need to start as soon as possible. And yeah, the other question is how. Yeah, right. You are muted, Anas. Anas, you are muted. Anas, we can't hear you. You are muted.
Yeah, can you hear me right now?
Yes,
Good.
you can.
So I'm curious. Do you have any things on your curriculum to cover how to present yourself as a doctor, how to build your personal brand, part from your education in university, or this is self-based education and training?
Um, I've crafted a Notion template that I'm happy to share to any student who wants to just DM me and ask me for it. I'm really happy to share that. I've also done a training that is free. It's called Lamnes School, um, Lamnes Branding School. And that's the course that taught me all that I needed to know when I first started on LinkedIn. It's super helpful if anyone wants to check that out. Yeah,
Yeah,
those
so
what
that came as a self driver from yourself, or you take this decision and you find a tool and resource out there, but it's not part from your curriculum, right?
No, no, it isn't part of our color. Yeah, no, it isn't.
Isn't okay. So, in what way has building a personal brand changed your perspective uh, on medicine? So, as a patient care or future career path, can you share some of your thoughts?
Okay, so I used to think that being a doctor was all about your clinical skills, how you can treat your patient, diagnose them, and how good you are with your hands and skills and knowledge. And after this is my experience on LinkedIn, I discovered that this isn't all there is to healthcare. There's a big aspect that we're not trained to do. We don't learn it in school, and it is how to communicate. So look at us right now. We're doing this webinar. We're both healthcare professionals. You're a nurse. I'm a dentist, and those skills we aren't really taught in is in our schools, which we should. And I think this is the biggest gap in health in healthcare. It's the communication side and how to connect with another human. How can I make myself be seen by this patient as another human, not just a doctor? I'm not only here to serve, like give a service and just move on. I'm here to provide understanding, comfort, and I'm there to make them feel better both physically and emotionally. And I only learned that after I've seen other doctors on LinkedIn share their experiences, share their clinical cases, and share um, how they deal with patients themselves and their personal stories. It was only after reading those posts that I realized the human side of doctors and how it needs to be showcased to the world.
Interesting, interesting. And you have just shared, both of us, we came from the same background. And you mentioned some things, how you've been inspired by other doctors with their share, their journey and their cases they have managed. And also you give us advice as a student, still you can take your training and put it as a content toward that. But some people, maybe they one found this confusing because there is a myth: I cannot share patient data or patient information for confidentiality and privacy. So, my question for you: how do you navigate the ethical boundaries between sharing your journey, or like your doctors who you are following, sharing their journey, respecting the patient confidentiality and the information they have shared?
Okay, so it is not a myth, it's our reality. We shouldn't, there are boundaries not to be crossed in the healthcare space. We should respect those. And it might scare a few doctors, and I'm here to tell them if you know what you're doing, it's gonna be fine. So as long as you're not mentioning names, as not as you're not mentioning private details, as long as you're there to educate and not call out. I'm not here to call out a patient or to expose them. I'm here to share a story. I might change the name, I might change the circumstances and tweak it a bit to share the what I learned myself from that experience. We need to respect patients' privacy, and we need to respect also the rules that are imposed by us, by the healthcare institutions and hospitals. So yeah,
Yeah, صح عليكي. طيب,
yeah.
I have a question here to ask you as Suad, as a student. So, as a student, have you faced criticism or skepticism from your peers or from your leader, as in faculty, your professors, or about your online activities? Anything you can share from us as a student? Do you have something you have faced or is you still facing?
Well, funny enough, when I went back to school this year, um, I had students come up to me and tell me, "Are you Swat?" And I was like, "Yeah, this is me." And like, "How did you know?" And they told me like there was this professor, and I told you about her in our podcast, by the way, Madame
Yeah,
Latifa.
Suad,
Yeah, shut up.
right? Madame Latifa.
So Latifa, yeah.
Uh,
So it turns out this amazing professor, she was talking to students how they can use like be online and in a positive way. She was telling them about me. And I didn't know, of course, until one of the students came up to me and she was telling them about, oh, she's educating people about uh, dental health. She's sharing those articles and new information. At the time when, over the past summer, I used to write only about dentistry. So that's why she shared that to her students, and she was like encouraging them to do the same and explore writing. So that was one of the most heartwarming experiences I had encountered, and I still hold that to my heart. Other than that, I wouldn't say I've received criticism, more like skepticism and indifference. So, besides that professor, I didn't really get any kind of attention, really. So it was like, yeah, I'm not sure that many the professors do know what I do besides her, because most of our professors aren't on LinkedIn to begin with. So I didn't really face that kind of problem. But what I would say is students in themselves, they were the people, like they were either skeptic or indifferent. Like, why are you doing this? Um, you could be studying instead. You can like you also can go out, have fun, etc. It takes time, it takes energy to write, to edit, to research. Why are you even doing this? And even my parents at the beginning, they really didn't believe in this. They would tell me LinkedIn is a waste of time. You should go study instead. I've had that sentence repeated over and over and over again. And it wasn't until they've seen the actual proof that I'm being called to podcasts like right now, like speaking events and working with doctors that I admire. It was only then that they finally believed that this is the future. Personal branding is super important, and you shouldn't neglect that.
yeah, and this is my message for your parents. Your daughter is doing great, perfect. So keep encouraging her. So what I understand from you, almost it's neutral. What is something expected to have from your peer, and also from the environment around you. But what I hear for you is either it's neutral but not negative, and when you have a professor notice you, they were very supportive, like Madame Latifa, yeah, Aishik Rabbi, and she is keeping pushing you to do this more and more, and you start to see and realize that impact in you. So you keep giving a real story, a real evidence, and the outcome how this is its work, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
totally agree.
Are you in other platform rather than the LinkedIn? Are you in TikTok, in Instagram?
I'm not in TikTok. I don't use it at all. I kind of hate it. I'm sorry if any doctor likes TikTok in here. It's just a personal preference. Instagram, I use it just to share about the other webinars that I do, and that's all. It's just a means to, if there's any Tunisian student that wants to attend one of those, I use Instagram as a means for them to see that and maybe attend those webinars. And I started using Threads
Mm.
because I'm interested about it. I kind of like that it's not quite like Twitter, but it's similar. Um, I feel it's super aesthetic and there's potential on threads. And I'm writing a newsletter, so uh, there's that. But I'm on LinkedIn mostly.
So, as a student, if I want to present my human side, however, you mentioned LinkedIn, you need to be authentic and all those, but still there is a frame. You need to keep yourself with that frame somehow, reflecting your personality. But if you want to reflect your social, authentic personality and present your fun time as a student, where you see the best platform to do that?
What does fun time mean to you?
I don't know. For I'm asking for as a student. As a student, I think partying, going out, hanging out, picnic, all those things. Sometimes, as a human, we would like to represent them, especially in certain age. I did that in the past when I was in your age, so keep using Instagram for that purpose. Right now, things has been changed a lot. So in my age, there is no TikTok. So right now, and someone tried to build a personal brand in the same time. If I am a student, still I want to present my fun time. Where you think the best platform to do that?
Well, um, if you want to share that kind of stuff, it depends. If it's partying and you're just sharing pictures for the sake of it, you have no goals behind it, you're not looking to share some kind of message behind that, go for Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat maybe. I don't use it, so I don't know why they use Snapchat to begin with. But if you want to share some kind of message, so like it can be a post. I just finished 2 weeks of intensive exams, and now I'm finally resting. And there's a picture of you partying. Uh, Go for it. You can post that on LinkedIn. If, just as I told you, it serves a purpose. The purpose in here would be sharing the intensive studying, and then like it's how it's important to rest after a lot of work, for example, or whatever the message is. Um, Anyways, if you want to share your personal life, um, just be intentional about it. You know,
Mhm.
that's what I do. Personally, I'm a very private person. So if I'm partying, going to the beach, doing all of that, I don't really post about those unless I'm using a picture and out of context, I take that picture and I use it for a post.
Mm.
Or else I wouldn't be sharing my life
You
just for the
bring
sake
on
of
the
it.
table very important to a term here, purpose. So as a building my personal brand, do I need to make sure all my posts have has a meaning or and purpose, or doesn't matter?
Um, yes. Short answer is yes. You need to think long term. So, why are you on the platform to begin with? That's your why. And um, once in a while, you can post just for the sake of it, for the fun of it, if you wanna. It can be over the weekend. It can be sure, like if that's what you want, you can do it. But for the most part, you need to think about your presence with purpose and work towards your why.
Mm.
So, or else it's just a waste of time. You're just wasting your time. Why are you here in the first place where you can have more fun, maybe, or go out more, or just share on TikTok? So that's what I believe in personally.
So this is will take me for the question. What the biggest internal challenges the student they have to overcome to consistently show up and share their storyline? So we have discussed many aspects. So let's dive deep on the internal factor or internal challenge the student that they have.
Okay, for most students, I believe that even for doctors, it isn't necessarily only to students. In the healthcare space, we struggle to find the time to do things. Um, you know how intensive our work can be, and how hectic it can be also. So you need to be strategic with your time. Let's say the most difficult part is the consistency. Most people wouldn't be patient enough to wait for 90 days or more to see results on LinkedIn. And um, that's the thing. If you can't hold on for 90 days in this platform, like, come on. Maybe you shouldn't be here in the first place. Maybe this is a bit rough, but that's what I believe. If you're not willing to put in consistent effort, because we do that every day in our work, in our studies, we're used to consistency. It's not something new to us. You just need to put in 20 minutes or less to build your personal brand, preferably each day. But if you can't, you can like post twice a week, once a week, but you just need to be consistent. Do it enough times to finally results and be patient with it. That's the most difficult part when it comes to personal branding for students and doctors as well.
Mm. Okay, so as a student, I believe because I've been a student, so in this stage you learn a lot and you keep evolving day by day, faster than comparing with someone on the business, especially on the personal side, from ethics, from attitude, from behavior. So how do you ensure your personal brand evolve with you?
That's a good question, actually. Um, I believe that a personal brand is made to be personal for a reason. It's not a corporate brand. It's not something that is rigid. It is fluid and is flexible with your life. The whole point of a personal brand is to go with your own life, your own beliefs, uh, and it needs to evolve with you. I know that as humans, we aren't static. We're always growing and learning, and it's totally acceptable to shift and change things about your personal brand. So, what I believe is there are, let's say, core factors, core beliefs that shape you as a human. Those shouldn't, for the most part, change. Those are your core beliefs. Um, it could be maybe religion, it could be ethics, just like you said. And there are other things that are around those core beliefs, and those they can change and shape shift with you. Um, so how do I ensure my personal brand evolves with me? I'm just evolving myself, and my personal brand will automatically follow.
Mm-mm. Deep answer, and yeah, it makes sense based how we you went through the flow. So if you are who you are in the LinkedIn, so this is embedded already. When you evolve your post, your messages will be evolved, which makes sense for me. So here I want from you in to see, because you mentioned person brand is very important for the student. Okay, so from your experience, being on the LinkedIn and being on that advocate for the student and building the awareness and advocate for their matter, what your thought or how you see the long-term impact for anyone building a storyline online from now to the future as the student, and positive and negative things. How you see it from your perspective?
Okay, I will tell you a Gen Z term. Gen Z listeners will get this. So, main character syndrome. Do you know what that is?
No, I'm not Gen Z.
Okay, so main character syndrome is when you make your life about you, you become the main character.
Mm,
So the goal is to build this personal brand on LinkedIn that people perceive you as the main character, and this is powerful when it comes to getting opportunities later on. So since you are this main protagonist, you're the main character, people know about you, people look forward to read about you, and they are rooting for you to grow. Since you're still a student, you're still learning, you're still evolving, and you're this main character, people will automatically support you, especially like the grown-ups, let's say, like you, millennials, boomers maybe. They will see this youth that is um, they have purpose, they have passion, they want to achieve, and automatically they will be happy to support this main character. So I believe it's mostly positive when you build a personal brand online, especially on LinkedIn. From personal experience, I didn't really get negatives, at least right now. So I know that people can get some hate, maybe when, especially when they're big enough on the platform. People can disagree with you, people can hate you, but that isn't the end of the world. Those are the only negatives to me I can see. And for the positives, you can get opportunities online. You're the main character. You can get workshop opportunities. You can get research opportunities, especially for us. You can get a mentor, which is super important, and it's not easy to find, especially if you're from North Africa, if you're from Africa in general. It is very hard to find mentor figure. It is very hard to find international opportunities. Those things aren't really open to us. And when you're on LinkedIn, you get to see those more and more. And if you're smart enough, you can reach out to people that you admire, and you might get one of those opportunities just by you showing online, posting, having an optimized LinkedIn profile, and being authentic and purposeful and ambitious. So
mm.
that's what I believe.
Yeah, interesting, interesting. Yeah, lovely, and in the same way. So this is interesting to see someone as a student and have that big mind, and you reflect the right things about Gen Z, because Gen Z, I believe they are smart. They have more opportunity than what we had in the past. However, still the stereotype, they are not serious. They are don't like to do things. I don't see this is from my experience. I see they are a big mind. They are evolving faster than what we did in the past. So I want to go through this simulation, assuming now there are two students, they become a doctors. One build or work hard on building the personal brand, and the other not. So from your perspective, how you picture their future, for the one who has yeah, for the one who has a personal brand, okay, and digitally presents, or for someone traditional doctor, as how we used to have doctors and physician in the past.
Okay. Um, for me, and this is an obvious answer, the one with a personal brand has better chances to get jobs in healthcare and outside of healthcare. The student that didn't build their personal brand at all, they can find a job in healthcare, but they would never find a job outside. I wouldn't say never, That's too negative, but it's way harder to find a job outside of health care. And that's a fact, that's a given. So you can be this most brilliant student, you can be the top of your school, and still this person that isn't, maybe he isn't really the best at not the best grades, uh, and not the best training, maybe, and they can still beat you or be at your same level of getting those opportunities,
Mm.
especially when it comes to developed countries. Because right now I'm in Tunisia, we are still behind. We still don't really use LinkedIn. And so when it comes to UK, US, Australia, Canada, personal branding can kickstart your career. And when I'm talking about personal branding, you shouldn't be, let's say, fake posting. So you shouldn't just post empty posts just to show up and that's all. You shouldn't claim to know things that you don't know. You should be okay, you're still the main character, but you also need to be humble. You need to be evolving and learning. So when it comes to the person with a personal brand, they also need to learn. So it's not only about building a personal brand, like, okay, let me go to AI. AI will write me the post and I will post every day. And that's it. That's a personal brand. It doesn't work that way. You need to show passion. And that if the person does, if they are passionate, they have been learning while in school, developing skills in maybe business, maybe marketing, writing, other skills, communication, maybe they've done research, don't know. That person with a personal brand will get probably more opportunities than the person that only went to university to study, then went to the library, studied more, then aced the exam, and that's it. That's their life.
Mm.
From hospital to university to studying, and that's it. That's my opinion.
I agree with you, but let's be more hard on you. What is your evidence? This is how it will be those two different character, the one who have the person brand and the one not have. We are talking about our assumption. I agree with that with you. I'm with you. Yeah. But someone listen for us. What is your evidence, Suad, telling us I need to take that? So do you have any numbers, any statistic, any personal story you can share with us?
I don't have statistics, and we should look into this and search for some. Maybe there are, but I am the evidence for that.
Ya
Um,
salam.
yeah.
Yes. Atini. Yalla, tell me. Yes.
Okay, okay. And you already know that, and I know you asked me this question knowing that I will answer like this. Okay, so let's say I think it was 2 3 months ago. I was still studying. I'm a full-time student, part-time LinkedIn ghostwriter, building this personal brand of mine, and I received a LinkedIn DM, a personalized message from a well-respected doctor in my country, and they told me all about this opportunity and that they needed this to hire, and they were interested in my profile. Bear in mind, I never spoke to this person. I never connected to them. They just came up to me and gave me their number and told me, please do call me as soon as you can. That was my, I was like, what? What's happening here? And I called, and they were actually working, he was actually working with uh, a health tech company selling medical devices. And the CEO was from, um,
whatever.
Almania,
So yeah, you can
whatever.
yeah, you can see now being a student and what you are doing right now. Before you graduated, you start to being approached by decision maker, by leaders in the healthcare in your country, and offering you whatever it's that offer. It's paid services or contribution, whatever. So that give us a real example. And also I would like share with you, I had a good time with a friend of mine, Nadine. Nadine, she is from Lebanon, and we were discuss also about the personal brand. And she is the one who I met her through the LinkedIn. She is a Lebanese. I never been in Lebanon and never been with her in person. But when I connect with her, I found the same person who is on the posts. So every time I read her posts, when I connect with her, I start to have one to one in the private setup. It's the same person who read her messages, and she gave us a lot of advice how to build our personal branding. And she is one of the a few leader who is advocate to writing in Arabic. And mentioning Nadine, because Nadine play a pivot and a major role to build the Arabic content in our countries in Middle East. So she is not only advocate, that she is generating a lot of new content creator in Arabic, and everyone came across her training or her services become really good on content creation in Arabic. So my question for you here, Suad, you are triple trilingual. You speak
Yeah.
Arabic, French, and English. So I think even if French is the rank number one, assuming, then Arabic, then English. So do you boast in other language other than English, or just boast on English?
So for me, I only post in English. And it comes back to the very same question I always ask everyone who wants to start on LinkedIn, which is your why. So for me, when I'm on LinkedIn, the goal was to build a career adjacent to dental school, build an opportunity for myself that the dentistry and my education wouldn't provide. And I wanted it to come from my writing. And I knew the easiest way to do that isn't in using Arabic, isn't in using French, but it's in using English. It will open more opportunities and doors for me. And that's why I decided to take that step and write only and solely in English, but I still provide the French ghostwriting to healthcare professionals that come up to me and are Tunisians or maybe French and they want to use French for themselves. But those are my beliefs. And I've seen Tunisians that use Arabic, rather they use our dialect, which is called Derja. And they are doing brilliantly on LinkedIn just because Tunisia, especially for the older generations, aren't really good at English since it's our third language. And so it's way easier for them to read Derja and to share those tips and everything. And I know if I wanted to grow as this huge person on LinkedIn in Tunisia, Derja would have been the way to go. But that wasn't the goal. I wasn't optimizing for it. Like as always, your why should be your reason you do things. That's your purpose. You need to know your purpose and your goal and work towards it. So the decision making becomes way easier when you know what you're working towards.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is the reason. So everyone, when they use what's, there is no harm to speak on English, even if you are not native speaker for that. But at least you know your driver, your why. So it's a crystal clear for you why you are using English. The same for me. However, none of us as a native speaker. For Nadine, for example, I don't know if she is a speak French, but I believe Lebanese they are very good on French, and I know she is very
Yeah,
good in English, but she is keeping on Arabic, and this is for
yeah,
her why she wants
yeah,
to speak it. So this is
exactly.
the things. One of the more things when you build your foundation as a personal brand, you need to know your core value, which you have mentioned, and one of
Exactly.
your core value to know your why and how you
Yeah,
want to transfer your message in which way you
yeah.
want to do that. So it's like we try to connect those puzzles together, and I believe there is something also I would like to know from you. So what one things, I know everyone have his or her own or why, but you, what one things about personal branding in medicine you wish more people would talk about it?
Okay, so that's a hard question. Uh,
You deserve hard question. You are nerd.
okay, so when it comes to medicine, personal branding is still isn't as mainstream as it should, and that's the biggest problem so far. Um, there's a lot of education that needs to be done for doctors to finally understand the value that comes from building a personal brand. When it comes to getting patients to their clinics, um, getting those international opportunities, those speaking gigs, and everything else. Right now, I see a lot of doctors are starting to understand, for example, the need to create a website. They're starting to understand why they should be on Instagram. But so far, the LinkedIn site is still not present as it should. And I know it will get there. It will, I'm very sure of that. It's just a matter of when. So, um, I don't know if you're talking about misconceptions or something you want me to tell to anybody who's not in the medical field listening.
In everywhere, positive or negative things you think as a clinician we need to talk about it, something related for the healthcare or medicine, whatever.
To talk about our experiences as doctors. That's
Yeah.
what I believe
So to
in.
reflect our personal side along with our journey, not only speak science, or for sure we will send messages, but at least
Yeah.
try to reflect how this is impact our self as a human and how we learn and evolve with this. So try to see the other side of the doctor as a human.
Yes, not only that, I also believe that we should be the one educating the public online and not those TikTokers, health gurus, influencers on Instagram. We are the ones that are educated and trained in this, and we're actively trying to learn more as we go. It's part of our profession to always keep evolving and learning as new things come up, and that's why it is not only a need, it's a mission to
Mm.
us, to be present online and to share that knowledge and stop those misconceptions and educate patients so that they feel safer and they get resources that are accurate and that comes from us doctors.
Okay, so Suad, what legacy or impact do you hope your personal brand will leave on the medical community or student or future student when they hear your name?
So my reason to my why, my biggest why I started this journey in the first place, it came from a moment of weakness. It came from a moment of pain. It came when I didn't know what I will be doing next, when I was failing my third year of dental school. And what I want everyone in the healthcare space to know is even if you fail, it's not the end of the world. You can build yourself up again. You can make something great out of yourself, even if you failed academically, even if it was like this 1 year that tore you down. And um, I know it's super painful when you repeat a year, when it, especially for us as nerds, right? Yeah. Um, all of our self-esteem, we build that on our education, our learning, and it shouldn't be that way. I want every student that is listening to me right now to know that failing doesn't define you, and that you can build something beautiful, something impressive, something that reflects you. And it can start today. You can start showing up online and build this business, build this Notion tool, this app, whatever it is, whatever you want to do. The sky's the limit. You just need to believe in yourself and have at least someone who believes in you, and you can do everything you set your mind to. And that's my whole purpose. Is I wanted to prove to myself that I'm able to do it. I'm capable of doing something great outside of dental school, and I'm still working towards it. And that's my whole mission.
Interesting, interesting, and lovely. What is a good story, and see something evolving, and especially for someone like me, I'm connected with you, and I see day by day your progress, and still a lot to see in the future. Best of luck for you, Suad. Allah يوفقك inshallah. So I will open the floor for any question if we have from your fellow or from your generation. So
Okay.
meanwhile, we if we get any questions right now, I don't see anything on my screen. So it is the right time for you. If you have any question, ask Suad. Don't be nice. Don't be kind. Give her a very tough question. Suad, before we end up, I want to give you the mic and send message for your Tunisia students and whatever you want. Tell them whatever you want, but don't talk to them in Arabic, in English, either Arabic or French, whatever you want.
Oh, okay, that's nice. Um, أهلا يا جماعة الدونتير. Um, I know you won't understand any word that I'm saying, Anas.
This is not for me. This is
Okay.
domestic
Okay.
messages. This.
Okay. Okay. Salut يا جماعة, j'espère que vous allez bien. J'espère que حتى واحد بركة يكون يتفرج فيا تويكا. وان شاء الله المساج نتاعي يوصل لكم وتبداو حاجه مزيانه في لينكدين. تحاولوا تصنعوا منها قوه الفبريس نتاعكم وتبداو تبنيو البيرسونال براندينغ نتاعكم، خاطر حاجه تري امبورطونت باش تحل لكم برشا بيبان في الدومين نتاعنا. وهكا فولو انس، تابعوني انا زاده، وان شاء الله نشوفكم في حلقه قادمه ان شاء الله.
برشا برشا.
برشا
هذه
برشا
الكلمة
برشا.
كنت I try to remember what is the Tunisian word every time we hear it a lot, and now I try to challenge my memory. Then immediately you mention Barsha. So yeah, Barsha Barsha.
I think that's the only words people know about us,
Yeah,
about our dialect.
yes, and
برشا.
we know it from a song.
Oh, really? What's the name of the song?
Barsha Barsha.
I don't.
Uh,
I need to look this up.
yeah, this is again different generation. You have very famous singer. I forget his name. Saber Rubai. Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah. Check his song. You will find it there. Yeah. So
Okay.
Suad, it seem no question right now. Still, you can ask us on reply time on demand. Anytime you watch that, you can put your question on the chat or approach Suad directly, and our approach me. Thank you, Saad, for that. Saad, you did a great job. I learned a lot from you, and I encourage every student and even not a student, anyone in the medical field to follow Saad. Saad, full of passion and full of the future. Follow her, and if you need her tools and technique, she offer you to get share this with you as a kind and return to the community. So thank you, Saad, and looking forward to see you later on. And for sure, I'm very excited to see the feedback on our podcast. So till then, I wish you best of luck and Eid Adha.
Yeah. Yes, I forgot. Eid Mabruk to everyone out there. Thank you, Anas, for having me today. I had a lot of fun. Uh, I hope we had at least two watching. I'm really curious to see the feedback of from our audience. I'm really happy to be here, and I believe that you're building something really good that will help students get jobs. And I'm really looking forward to see more of what you're building. And yeah, thank you so
Yeah,
much for
absolutely.
having
And this
me.
will not happen without someone like you and other who is caring about the community and also build the new generation. So thank you, Suad. Suad, I will say bye. I forget to to tell you this. Stay on the line. Don't close your window because we need to make sure all file is uploaded. So thank you, everyone, and looking forward to see you in other live. Bye bye.
Bye bye, everyone.